the faithful lightning of his terrible sword. His truth is marching on.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dews and damps. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh, glory, glory, oh, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free, while God is marching on.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men.
My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible sword. His truth is marching on.
I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dews and damps. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. Oh, glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh, glory, glory, oh, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea, with the glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us live to make men free, while God is marching on.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat.
And we will make America great again. Thank you, Arizona. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't you ever be sad. Lean on me in times of bad. When the day comes and you're down, and I'm in trouble, and my back is around, just hold on.
the far distant land of common sense, a place where we all once lived, you'll find the Conservative College with Professor Toto. It is here where the foundational principles of our great republic are still taught and true patriots are still educated in the hallowed halls of this school of hope. Just like the iconic puppy from The Wizard of Oz, who found great joy in pulling back the curtain on the lies of the wizard, so does Professor Toto. Grab your seats and welcome to the Conservative College. Class begins now.
Oh, yes. Yes. 14 days from today. 14 days. Ladies and gentlemen, 14 days from today. That's all. It's it. This is it. We're at the end of the line. The home stretch is in view. Hello, how are you tonight? I don't have my bell, but we're going to try to start this great class some way, somehow. It's Toto time, and this is your humble, neighborhood, friendly, fluffy Professor Toto. That professor that loves to pull back the curtain on all of those liberal lies. Welcome to class tonight. We are so glad to have you. Before we get started tonight, I'll give you a heads up. I'm in a very remote area of the United States of America, and internet is very spotty here. So I am hoping and praying that we can get through tonight's class with an internet service that I purchased that's good for remote areas. We'll see how good it is. I don't want to advertise for them unless I know how good they are. So anyway, we're going to try tonight to get through tonight's class. Hello, Melinda Jorgensen and Brother Thomas Shaflett, Justina Morgan, Brenda Price. Hello, Den and Tina Shaflett. Hello to Brother Al Morgan. Hello to Elkie Baker. Doritos, the great and powerful, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling to you, Patricia. By the way, I'm not on Facebook tonight. For some reason, they shut down all 3 of my live streams, saying that it was spam. So I don't know how. All of a sudden, after 4 years, it's spam. I think we know what the problem is. It's called 14 days till the election. Hello, Kylie from California. Hello, Mona Brewer from Frankfort, Kentucky. Angela Schumer, I love you, darling. Hello, Sister Lori Merchant. Falila Kilao, good to see you tonight. Vince Cavallo. Tom and Mary, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Deliver Georgia for good evening to you. Make sure you let everyone know that I'm not on Facebook tonight. For one, I am now spam on Facebook. Jackie Letterman from Missouri. Hello, Renee Carter. Judy Colson, that's right. Everybody hit that like button and that love button. All right. So class. 2 parts, okay? 2 parts. Now, before we go any further, Thursday night, it is totally impossible for me to be here. We had a 21-year-old young lady that passed away in our church. Her family is devastated, and I must fly up to Pennsylvania tomorrow to be with that family and to preach that funeral. So that funeral happens to be Thursday night. So I'm sure and hope that you can understand why I cannot be here Thursday night, okay? So go ahead. I know, trust me, it hurts me more than it hurts you. But nevertheless, be that as it may, we will not be here Thursday night. And with that said, we send our deepest condolences to Minister Jamie Perez from Region 1 of First Harvest Ministries, a single mother that lost her beloved daughter, 21 years old, Tila. And our prayers, our hearts go out to this family tonight over in Pennsylvania, Maryland. And I want to thank our Elder Jamie Peachy, who is our Region 1 elder there, for caring for that family in their time of bereavement until I can get there. But nevertheless, that is where we be Thursday night. So anyway, all right. I've got to fly back to where I am the next morning to try to be back home and preach Saturday. It's not looking too, it depends on how air travel is going. So anyway, Yahweh is good, isn't he? All the time. I pray you've had a wonderful day in your life tonight. I'm thankful for every one of you that carve out a space in your heart, in your life, in your calendar for Professor Toto. It truly means a lot to me. I don't take it for granted. Your time is valuable. Who you allow to speak to you is so valuable. That means so much to me. So if I haven't told you lately, have I told you lately that I love you? If I haven't, I do. And I thank God for every single one of you tonight. All right? Amen. 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 All right. Tonight's class, 2 parts. Part number 1. Many of you have asked me to break down a contingent election. Asked me to slow down and break it down for you and what that's going to look like. On my last show, I told you about Jamie Raskin and their plans to pass a resolution when Donald Trump wins if they win the House. I told you exactly how that would go down. But many of you are confused about the details of a contingent election. So you get a book ready. That's going to be part 1. There will be no coverage of the daily news right now. I don't have time tonight. The reason I don't have time, I have a guest that is coming on part of tonight's class that it's unusual for me to talk about this topic, but I want you to meet a man. I think maybe one reason I'm having him on here is because the young lady, Tila, that just passed away at 21 years old, was from cancer. She died from cancer. So for the first time in my life, I am getting concerned about cancer. When you're young, you don't really think about that. But the man I have on tonight, I believe the man is like 70-something years old, the healthiest man I've ever seen. And he is going to be talking about his experience at a cancer clinic and how, anyway, it's exciting. So you're health conscious. You're going to want to hear what this man has to say tonight. I'm so excited because, well, I'll get to the details in that part of the class. So if you know of anyone that's health, which I never have been, I'll be the first to admit, but that is changing. When I see a 21-year-old young girl die from cancer, I want to do whatever I can to try to keep it out of my own body. My mother in the Lord, Sister Ruth Heflin, died so young from cancer. I believe she was in her late 50s, early 60s. She should still be alive today. So anyway, exciting guest. Now, some of you, that's not your cup of tea. I understand that. You can go to bed early tonight. But for those of you that want to see this, I promise you, he's more exciting than Clay Clark, if that's possible. So I probably won't get a word in edgewise, okay? But it's going to be a fun night, all right? So anyway, I know that you don't want to go anywhere for that. Okay, all right. Before we get into contingent elections, I will be speaking and teaching the Word of God in in Chambersburg, in just 2 weekends, the first weekend of November. If you live around Chambersburg, come. It'll be a small gathering of people. I think I'll be in a home there night and Saturday all day. We're going to have a Thanksgiving meal together, but I'll be teaching you one-on-one the Word of God. So if you would love to come to that intimate setting and just spend time with me, I would love for you to be there, all right? You can email me directions, how to get there, and all those wonderful things. Hello, Sister Linda. Love one another. So good to see you. Oh, I was hoping not to see you or Sister Danette at the Feast of Tabernacles this year. It just didn't seem right without you guys there. Oh, anyway, be that as it may, hopefully I'll see you at the inauguration, same place, same time. For those that would like to come to my home meeting in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, email me right there, brothervaughn@gmail.com, and I will get you that information. Okay? All right. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Americans, patriots of the highest order, the greatest election of your lifetime is in 14 days from today. That's not hyperbole. That's not grandiose. That is a fact. That is an undeniable fact. America's future or fall depends on November the 5th. And we already know what God has said through his prophet, Kim Clement. We already know the lion will roar in 24. So let's settle that. There's no concern about that. Before I continue, would everyone know if you can see me and hear me just fine? Okay? Before we continue. I'm waiting to hear from someone. Just let me know if you see me or hear me just fine. And by the way, how many of you got a live notification on your phone tonight whenever Professor Toto went live? How many of you got that live notification? If you want to get live notifications, download our app on your phone. Download First Harvest Ministries, and you'll get notified every time we go live. Okay, so we're clear. So we already know how important this election is in 14 days from today. You and I have been declaring for 4 years that a wrong will be made right and a justice will be an injustice. However, ladies and gentlemen, I also taught you that Donald Trump will war. I showed you the Word of God. I taught his end time Israel. Sadly, many people still believe that the Bible is referring to Israel. It's referring to the Middle East. Nothing could be further from the truth. If you want the truth, go to my website, thetruth.tv, and look for a series, 17 weeks out, on tracking the tribes. Then when you understand who America is, when you understand that America was discovered in our day by Christopher Columbus, whose DNA has now been Israelite, when you get all of these truths that you will not get in church, by the way, when you get that truth, all of a sudden, the old argument that God is not involved in politics falls apart. My beloved friend, it was God, Yahweh, that created politics. Was it not God, Yahweh, that set King Saul on the throne of government? Is it not God who holds the heart of the king in his hand? Now, someone sent me a sermon of a well-meaning preacher just a few days ago that told his church that we are not to be involved in politics. And when I saw that, the scripture came to my mind that we are not our light under a bushel. We are the light of the world. We're not the light of heaven. My beloved friend, there are two worlds. There's the world that you in, and then there's the world you wish you lived in. Now, the world that you wish you lived in, there would be wonderful candidates to choose from. They would be pristine in their presentation. They would be glorious in their vocabulary. They would be loving and kind and gentle as a lamb. And if we were in that world, there would be no war. There would be no need to go out and fight for what's right, because you would live in the world you wished you lived in. But sadly, my dear friend, it befalls me, it is my duty to remind you that you live in the actual world where you are to be a light. You are the light of truth. And when you go out, which is what the church has marvelously caused you to do, by this so-called separation of church and state, they have taken your light and taken a 501c3 and thrown it on the light and scared all the preachers to death. That's why my ministry has never been 501c3, nor will it ever be. And guys, I have to tell you something. There's a friend of mine in the state of Texas. He is setting up a new church in Texas. He sent me the information for his accountant. The accountant was setting the church up as a nonprofit. And the accountant come back and said, now we need to get you a 501c3, so when people donate to your church, it's tax, they get an exemption. And that brother, I told him, no, sir. No, sir. That's not the law. Go read the law. And so he had this accountant call me. A very kind man. And that man was totally shocked. An accountant, a professional accountant, when Professor Toto educated him about the laws of the IRS. Well, this brother, his accountant wrote him back and said, I don't know what to do. Find someone else. So this brother found a lawyer. And sure enough, they found the article that Professor Toto always refers to. Now, why am I talking about 501c3s? Because of the 501c3, every preacher has become a coward. They have taken your light and put it under a bushel, and now you cannot be a voice like John the Baptist, who told the king, you cannot have that woman as your wife. The church spoke to the government. The church led the government. Now, with that said, when this day comes on the 5th of November, that's the time for your light to shine. Your vote is your light. Your vote is your voice. Get out and do it early. Oh, so many already voted. Let me know in the comment section. Right now, I want to know for everyone that has voted. Everyone, thank you. Lancaster, Texas. Hello, Cynthia Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, on Roku right now, we just broke a record. We have 9,200 viewers on Roku alone. Thank you, Roku. What a great outreach that has been. On the live app, we have almost 1,200 viewers right now viewing on the app. Between YouTube and Rumble, now thousands are off because I'm not on Facebook. Thank you. Angela Schumer voted. Melinda Jorgensen voted. Judy Colson, Elizabeth Brody, John Craig, Mary Sears, Carib Queen. My guest is in the background. I want to let him know that I do know he's here. We will go to him in about 10 minutes. Now, many people have asked me what to be prepared for on Election Day. So let me tell you, there is a chance for a contingent election. I personally believe it's going to be a wipeout. I personally believe that Trump is going to mop the nation. But it's my duty to let you know about a contingent election. All right, so here you go. Get your notes out, okay? Get ready to write this down. There is a possibility that neither Trump nor Harris will get 270 votes. It could be that close in America, okay? That will trigger as a contingent election, all right? Now, it's going to come down to Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Nebraska's 2nd District. All right. Now, let me show you, I'm going to give you 4 scenarios to look for on election night. Be watching the screen. If you see any of these 4 scenarios, there will be a contingent election. Scenario number 1, Donald Trump wins North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan. If he wins those 3 states, but Harris wins Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia, and Nevada, you're going to have a contingent election. Okay? So watch your screen. Write this down so that night you're keeping score. You'll know what's going to happen. Scenario number 2, Harris and Trump trade wins with Georgia and North Carolina. So in other words, if Trump wins Georgia, but Harris wins North Carolina, you're going to have a contingent election. Scenario number 3, Trump regains all the southern, what's called the Sun Belt states, and Harris holds on to the blue wall. You will have a contingent election. All right. Scenario number 4, Trump wins the northern battleground and Nevada, and Harris holds on to the southern states. There will be a contingent election. So what does that mean? Very simple. If neither one get 270, they will throw it to the House on when? Dum, da, dum, 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 January the 6th, 2025, which could be more infamous if that happens than January the 6th, 2020. And there the House of Representatives will choose the president. Now, let me show you how that works, okay? It will not be decided by the House members. So even if they win the House, the Democrats, don't worry. Don't freak out. Because if they win the House, that doesn't mean, oh, well, if the House decides, then the Democrats are going to give it to Harris. No, it's not decided that way. Let me explain how it's decided. Every state gets one vote in the House. Texas gets one vote. Mississippi gets one vote. Louisiana gets one vote. But the good news is that all you need is 26 states to decide the presidency. Okay? And if that happens, the Republicans have a great advantage because there are more Republican states than there are Democrats. So what's going to happen? Mississippi, they'll call us up. Everyone on our state legislature will cast a vote. All right? So example, in the Mississippi State Capitol, our legislature, which is primarily Republican, will each cast a vote. Whoever wins gets that one vote from Mississippi. Well, we already know that we will win in that situation. Okay, that's how that works. But what about the vice president? Now, it gets tricky with the vice president. If we lose the Senate and we have a contingent election, oh my, then the Senate will decide the vice president only by a majority vote. So you could have Donald Trump and Kamala Harris as vice president. Anyway, is any of that going to happen? I don't think so. I just don't see it in the cards. But anyway, it's my duty to educate you. All right, here we go. And talking about education, I am ready to educate you tonight. I need a drum roll, please. Because tonight, how many of you have been with me from the very beginning? How many of you watching me tonight decided long ago to put your money where your mouth was and quit supporting Walmart and all these other people? By the way, Abercrombie and Fitch, is that how you say it? Abercrombie and Fitch. I've never been able to walk in that store. I didn't know why. Spiritually, something just repelled me in that store. And today, the owner has been arrested for child sex trafficking. Now, I made a conscious decision years ago, 4 years ago, that I would only support companies when I can help it. There's some things we cannot help. But if I have a choice, I'm going to support companies that I know. And we created something called the Patriots Buying Club. From that day till this day, we have taken thousands of each one of you away from Walmart and different companies and given you patriotic choices to put your money where your mouth is. For example, many of you were buying your lotion from Walmart. Now you buy it from the Patriots Buying Club, and 10% of every dime comes back to the Conservative College and to our church. Thank you for that, those of you that have been with me. Well, up until now, we have offered you household items. We've got any household item you want. We've offered you the best meat in the world, no hormones, no antibiotics, grass-fed and grass-finished. We've given you all of that, and thousands of you are taking advantage of that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for helping us stay on the air. All right? But I had many of you that said, we love supporting you with the Patriots Buying Club. We love the meat. We love Q streaming. We love all of that. But we want something that is the best of the best of the best, and it's all organic. Well, we did that with the Patriots Buying Club for household products. All of our household products are chemical free. We've done that. But there were some of you that you wanted the next level. You wanted USDA certified organic on every ingredient. Now, this is not for everyone, but this is for those of you that said, take me to the next level and I'll support what you do. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I need a drum roll tonight because yours truly, Professor Toto, has got the hookup. I have found what you are looking for. For any one of you that it matters to you about organic, chemical-free, everything going in your body, I'm the man tonight that you need to stay with and listen to, because I'm about to introduce you to Mr. Organic himself. Now, this man has an amazing story, and I'm fixing to bring him on in just a moment. Get ready. He's a powerhouse. Right now, we have almost 18,000 of you watching. I'm going to turn you on to a man tonight that is saving lives, literally. This man, I met him probably 10 years ago, him and my wife. Well, my wife fell in love with him and his products. She began taking them 10 years ago and has never missed a month of these products. And I didn't, because I just was not health conscious. I did not see the need in all that organic stuff. But I'm 51 now. I'm losing my hair. I'm losing my looks. My weight is out of control. And I am beginning to understand, and I have people in my church, doctors, that are begging me to get healthy. And the other night, I got a video from this man that I'm going to introduce you to. He's the real deal. And in the video, he talks about cancer. And he had a situation that I hope he tells you about tonight. By the way, when he gets on, I won't be able to get a word in edgewise. This is the most wild, energetic man I've ever met. He's the most colorful man I've ever met. I don't know how old he is, but he don't look whatever he is. And he's going to share with you products he has created that are all USDA certified organic, every single ingredient, and chemical free. And we're adding his product. He's the owner of the company. We are adding him tonight to the Patriots Buying Club. Officially, he is now, he said to me, Professor Toto, call me right now. He said, if you'll call me, I will do something for your ministry and your conservative college to help you financially. And I called the man, and what he did for us, I'm begging every one of you to look at these products tonight. Why? They told him he had cancer. And so what does this man do? His name's Michael. Michael goes to the best cancer center in the world, as far as I know. Very expensive. You got to have the money to go there. According to their reputation, if they accept you, you're going to leave cancer-free, without chemotherapy, without this, without that, if they'll accept you. Well, they accepted Michael into this world-renowned cancer clinic. And Michael said everybody there would come in looking like death. They left full of life, cancer-free, no chemo or anything. So he gets in there, and they said, all right, here's what you got to do. And by the way, we want you to take these products while you're here. And he said, I opened the little bag, and I looked at the products to get me cancer-free. And lo and behold, it was the very products I created, the very type products that I created. And so, long story short, they misdiagnosed Michael. But I want to invite him tonight. I want you to give him your undivided attention. And guys, I'm going to put a QR code on the screen. When you get ready for more information, Organic Heaven, you can go and check out this man and his products. It is my pleasure tonight to welcome to the Conservative College, to Toto's Army of Patriots, my friend that I've known for a long time. He's never done me anything but right. Michael Winiger, welcome to our world tonight. Good evening, Michael.
Hey, I'm sitting outside because it's like 84 degrees out, so I gotta love it, right? Got the lights on, got everything going on here. Got the bugs
Yes,
coming.
sir. Yes, sir. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you took time to come see us tonight.
Thank you. I'm glad you invited me. I think that, and you are right. It was funny today. Today was the first day in 4 months, and I was a scratch golfer. So I finally got a group of people that asked me, "Hey, Mike," and I don't ever leave work. I take, Sunday is the Lord's Day. I respect,
Yes, sir.
that's the time for resting and
Yes, sir.
taking it easy, right? So I haven't, played hooky for, since April. And I went out and we were we were golfing, and they call me Hollywood, the way I dress and stuff,
Yep.
and one guy always calls me Mr. Pink Pants. So I wore pink pants, and I'm on this golf course today, this morning, and the flags are pink and the hole is pink. And about halfway through that, I turned around and I go, "What color are the flags? What color flags are they going to make them? And what color are the cups going to be for a guy who's been misdiagnosed?" Because you're right, I did. And I went in, and I had a spot on my leg, and long story short, I told them to take it off. They said we didn't need to for 10 years almost. Finally, they take it off, and they told me I had stage 2 melanoma, and which was cancer. And I immediately, first thing that went through my head was, oh my gosh, what are people going to think? I'm the organic guy. I'm Organic Mike.
Right.
I've been on TV 8 million times talking about this and that. I make these products. I formulate them myself. Oh my gosh, I was more worried about my company than my own entire life.
Right.
Well,
Right.
then
Right.
is, now okay, I'm going to tell you what, nobody wants that phone call. I can tell you today, I still have PTSD from
Wow.
picking that phone up and hearing that. And you're like, whoa, me? What? And your whole money means nothing if you don't have your health, and I'm like, what am I going to do? And I'm this organic guy. And so what happened was, I went down to the, I got this sheet of paper. It said that I got to have these surgeries, and we have to take out lymph nodes now and all this stuff. So I make this appointment. And I knew that it's the most successful cancer research center in the world. So I
Okay.
made time to go down there, called them up, wanted to speak to the doctor. I talked to him a couple times,
Yeah.
and on Facebook years ago. And so he knew I was coming, and he said, "Get down here on Monday." And he was flying back. I didn't know where he was, but he was at the Olympics because his daughter's on Team USA fighting in martial arts. He left the Olympics to take care of me.
Wow.
And he's a good Christian man. It's a Christian research center, hospital too, right? So he says, "Mike, sometimes people, come here when it's their last resort." Now, as a doctor, yeah, we can make a lot of money, but I'm not doing that because, I'll try and help them through, FaceTime or
Yeah.
Skype. But we have the largest full permanent recovery percentage, meaning that
Wow.
they heal you. You go down there, no chemo, no radiation, they go. So I get down there, like you said, and I didn't see the doctor yet. So I'm at the front desk, and they're like, "Hey, you got to use this stuff," like you said, would you bring any
Wow.
personal care? Because I had to be there for 2 weeks. "You got any
Yeah.
personal care products?" "Yeah." "Throw them over there because you're using our stuff." And I'm like, what? And I'm like, "All right, what do you got?" They give me a bag, like you said. I went like that. I said, "Here, you can have those back." "What are you talking about? Nobody told me I can have." "What? You don't." I says, "I make them. I'm the guy who
Wow.
made everything that's in that bag."
Wow.
And
Wow.
then,
Wow.
and then for me to go down there for 2 weeks, and and it cost $50,000 for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I watched people that got carried in with stage 4 and 5 with 7 days to live.
Come on.
And that's it, 7 days to live. and they're going outside 30 days later, and these are like 70 and 80-year-old adults, and everything in between too. I mean, there's the younger people there, but these were 70 and 80-year-old people, and they were jumping and reaching and thanking God, and
Wow.
and it was crazy. And but I was watching it, and I was like, man, if they were in the United States, if they were with Western medicine in the United States, they'd be they'd have a headstone already, and they're leaving. And I know 3 people that had only days. Get your affairs in order, and they've been around cancer for 20 years, and then to find out that they were using everything I developed, my entire protocol, right?
Wow.
And it was,
Michael, that's wild. I mean, that had to make you at that moment feel not your importance. I don't mean it the way it sounds, but the validity of what you're doing for mankind.
right. And you know what? Here's how this goes. Look, and this is for everybody out there. Now, they've been using my stuff for 10 years and I didn't know it. And it doesn't matter how long it was. All that matters is that all the stuff was there. And you know what? I wasn't aware of this magnitude. But because I got into a situation, right, where I had to go down to this research center. And then I actually visibly saw that they were using this entire product line as their life-saving protocol. And you know what? That was not, the name of the research center is CMN. And that was not CMN showing me
Absolutely.
the products.
That was a divine moment. That was a divine moment.
Divine clarity. That was God saying, Michael, we've been waiting to heal you. We've been waiting for you to get the proper help. We've been waiting for you so that you can share this message with the world, that these, and I'm saying it like it was said to me, that your products are already helping these souls. Now, Michael, your job now is when you leave here, you need to share this story.
Yeah.
What happened to you? What is happening to you? It has nothing to do with the dollar amount that you spent down here, but it has everything to do with what God's hands was for me, and what God has touched me with my own product. I was using it, and he's given me these hands. It's not, God's given me these hands to do these things and make these things, and being a creator of a product line through God. And you know what? And sometimes you just need, that simple, kick in the butt, and God does that, and allows situations to happen so you can learn from them. And what I learned was absolutely phenomenal. And the thing is that then I was told this when I was there, and it made a lot of sense. And all of your viewers and everybody in the world needs to really hear this, and get it right in your soul. Because tonight, when you go to bed tonight, see, you know what? I'm out here on the porch, but I don't live in here. I look at the neighbor way up yonder, and he's got solar, and he's got green sustainable housing, and he pulls into his electric car, but he don't live there. We live in here. And what we put inside of ourselves, and what we put on top of ourselves. See, let's go back into Genesis. And it's the last 2 passages in Genesis. After earth was created, what did God say? I gave you plants for food. Okay? Plants are food. Plants are life force. Plants are energy. Plants have frequencies. Plants are biomimetic, meaning you can get your proteins, your minerals, your amino acids, your peptides, everything from plants. But plants are bioidentical, meaning that think about it, in World War I, you want to see how intelligent the good Lord is? Think about this. In World War I and World War II, all of a sudden, they ran out of blood supply for the American soldiers. They had to go to work. What are we going to do? We can't just let them pass away. But chlorophyll and blood have the same exact chemical makeup.
Come
it's
on.
only off by one little number. But so what did they do back in those days? They were giving out chlorophyll and coconut water transfusions to these soldiers. And they were healing faster and having more energy and getting stronger, better than getting a blood transfusion. They just was like, what's going on here? But we have to remember one thing too. Plants were man's first medicine, okay? And at the end of the day, we have to think about what happened in here and what did we put on here and all this stuff, because this was told to me. And when you get into that situation, it's even more analytical and OCD, because now, before you go to bed this evening and before you thank the good Lord for the day you had and for his air in your lungs and a heartbeat and the day and a bed to lie on and food to eat and everything that we have to think what we did here and here, because only two things happen. No matter how small or how large we did anything, what was inside of us, what we put inside of us or on top of us, you either participated in your life or you participated in your death. And it's just that simple. And you get to choose. So taking care of yourself is your responsibility. And one thing I can add too is that, think about this, how God speaks to us. Every child that is born out of the womb, you are born alkaline, but you become acidic by behavior. So God gives us a second chance, a new canvas. So I can show you how to do things right within 72 hours, 3 to 5 days. Your body will now become alkaline, an environment where no disease, no illness, no virus, no sickness, no infection, no cancer. Cancer cannot survive in an alkaline environment. And if you're overweight, if you want to call it fat, fat cannot survive in an alkaline environment. I had a guy come into my office, 529 pounds. He had to come in the door sideways. And all he just said was, help me.
Wow.
This is 12 years ago. And all I did was alkalize him, show him how to alkalize, make some behavioral changes.
Yeah.
And he's in the Guinness Book of World Records. In his first year, he loses 239 pounds safely over the age of 51. And today, he still weighs 168 pounds and models male clothing for magazines. So, you know what?
Let's pick up right there, because we only have so much time, and I want to cover a few more things with you. Number one, you were a rock and roll. You was a rock and roller, correct? Way back in the day.
I was on MTV, yep.
Okay, MTV. But you created a product 20, 30 years ago. I'm talking about the lollipops. What are they called?
Power Pops.
Power Pops. You became famous. How many of those have you sold?
To date, about 70 million.
70 million Power Pops. And basically, it's organic. Everything in it. Tell me about the Power Pops quickly.
It's a plant-based lollipop that gives people energy, and or helps you lose weight. So it
Okay.
does either or. And yeah.
Everything in it's organic, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Now, you have a word that you use in your marketing that's called wild crafted.
Right.
Tell us what wild crafted ingredients are if they're not organic. In other words, there's some things cannot be organic, so they're wild crafted.
Right.
Explain that when
So
people go
I'll
look.
give you a really good example of that.
Okay.
Right. So if you do anything, I mean, we're in a stage of our life now where people are reading labels because they don't want to get sick. Okay.
Right.
And we see it all over TV and media that you can't watch a sports event and you see 15 commercials. If you got this, if you got that, if you got that, if you were using baby powder, if you got too close to that, and you got all these diseases get in under lawsuits. And those lawsuits are no good if you don't have your health, right? So
Right.
so I tell people to look at organic and wild crafted ingredients. So organic, well, it's certified, USDA certified organic. 5 different agencies had to do all the work to make sure they hit the measurements they need to be, or the percentages and all the things they need to be certified organic. Now, wild
Right.
crafted is a real good thing, is like a goji berry. Goji berries are wild crafted. You have to get them on the south side of the Himalayan mountains. They grow at the top of the mountains like crazy. And
Okay.
so what happens is people harvest them, not us, the people up there, or people in the where is it, in the Caribbean, in the rainforest and stuff like that. They do a lot of wild harvesting. So they pick the berries or the plants. If they damage one in the process of picking it, they have to take the seeds out of the plant that they just took and put them back into the ground for new plants to grow. So wild crafted is actually even better than a certified organic ingredient, only because it's been there for years, since the beginning of Earth, right? Since
Right.
the
Right.
time of creation. And that soil, the roots are so deep, 150 feet down into there, just
Wow.
pulling all that nutrition, and never really got hit by any type of chemicals or sprays. So
Now
we
let's
hope.
talk about, by the way, those watching, if you've got children, you can go get those Power Pops right now. There's the QR code on the screen. Now, let's talk about a few of the products that you offer. My wife, there's one she uses. Go ahead.
Okay, let me say this. For the
Okay.
kids, we got kids pops. So we got lollipops with their vitamins in them.
Oh, the vitamins are in the lollipops, guys. So if your kids won't take their vitamins, get them a bag of lollipops and all USDA certified organic ingredients. What about sugar? No sugar, I'm sure.
No,
Okay,
no,
no
no, no,
sugar,
no.
but pleasant to the taste. They taste good. Okay. Now, my wife uses a product of yours. She's been using it for ever since we met you. Guys, I didn't use it because I'll tell you right now, until you get a little older in life, you think, well, that cost more, until you begin losing your health, and then you don't care what it cost, because you would rather prevent it than have to pay for hospital bills and diabetic medication and all that. But my wife uses one product daily, 3 and 4 times a day, and it is the droppers that goes in everything she drinks. Would you talk about that? Because I know everybody watching is going to want to go get those drops.
Right. And I got to make a continuation just so
Okay.
everybody knows here. So when I did come back from
Yes.
that leading cancer research center, I came back on July 29th, and then on July 30th, the doctors called me up from from the place I went to and got diagnosed, and said
Yeah.
to me, you know what? Hope you're sitting down. Now your statistic, we made a mistake. So I went through a treatment for 2 weeks, got 3 surgeries that were unnecessary. But,
Wow.
oh well. So yes, your wife with the pH drops, that's what she's
Okay.
using. So in order to get a body alkaline, you have to be at proper pH, right? So there's 6 things that you have to take to get your body to a proper pH. Now you can't just do 2, 3, 1, 5. It has to be all 6 components need to be present, because they work with different functions inside the human body. But she takes those drops. So she's creating an alkaline environment on the inside. So your blood is at 7.365. That's perfect alkalinity. But your blood can only fluctuate a little bit on each side. And if it went any further, you wouldn't be alive, right?
Wow.
But the key is to try and get the body over 7.365, which is perfect alkalinity, right? You measure it with a pH strip. And
Right.
that's how I can always teach somebody how to do that.
So
But the key
basically,
is,
with these drops, so she'll take, let's say, a glass of tea or whatever she's drinking, and when she puts a drop into that tea, all the acidity dissipates from whatever she's drinking. I mean, even wine, I don't know what all it works in.
wine,
Wine.
any drink that you have, juices, teas, you put those in there and it neutralizes the actual drink itself. And then as you drink it, then what basically happens is you create an alkaline environment in the body. So here's a really good example of alkalinity, right?
Okay.
Got a fish in a fish tank, right?
Okay.
Let's say you got a little goldfish, right? Well, when the fish is sick, you're not poking it, you're not cutting on it, you're not, doing all this stuff. You're not trying to shove a pill in it. You're not injecting it, burning it in the microwave. You're not poisoning it. You're doing one thing. You're taking the fish out, you put it in this new pH tank, and now guess what? Your fish lives and it's healthy and it's healthy. And every time it starts to feel sick, just keep putting it in a pH tank. That's what you're doing on the inside of the body. Same exact thing. Yeah.
So what about my spaghetti sauce? Will it neutralize my spaghetti sauce? My Italian sauce with all that acid in it. So
Yes.
my wife uses, say the answer. What's the answer?
Well, the thing is with everybody, what we have to learn with all your viewers, everybody that's viewing this, and this is what, I'll tell you. So be happy that, we're with Shane here, because now you're going to get the real scoop of a human body, right? If you're breathing air, it doesn't matter where you live, who you are, what color you are, on what side of the earth you're on. The minute you become 35 to 42 years old in that window, you lose 50% of your digestive capabilities.
Yeah, let's go there, because that's the next thing I want to go to. Before we go there, because that's where we're going to end tonight on digestion, go to one of my wife's favorite products, your sanitizer. The sanitizer she swears by. She's always spraying it in her mouth, her nose, her eyes. Tell us about the sanitizer.
Right. That's a beautiful product because it is used on everything. It's got all the clinicals behind it. So when you look at Mr. Clean, or you look at Lysol or Pine Sol, those things are so toxic. Oh my gosh, they're so toxic. And you clean a surface and you put something on there, toxic. So the way they measure those types of cleaners in the stores, this is what they do to make them shelf ready. They take a raw chicken and they just grind it on a countertop. And then they put these probes into it. And the key is, what they're trying to do is get these probes, and then a number comes up. They want it at 200 or less, and then it can get sold on a shelf. Okay. So they're rubbing the chicken, right? Putting the probes in. And if it's between 200 to 180, it's never been lower than 180. Now they put it on the shelf, and you don't want to get that in your eyes or your mouth or anything or kids or anything like that. Right.
Yeah.
But our sanitizer, now ours is made with stabilized oxygen, and that's it. We did the test. We rented the machine, did the same exact test that they did, put it in, and instead of 200 or 180, ours was at 8, the lowest they ever saw in the world. And the cool thing about that sanitizer is nothing bad can live in an oxygenated environment. That's all about pH balance. But we use stabilized the stabilized oxygen, not only in the sanitizer, but in our tooth polish too. But with the sanitizer.
My wife was telling me about the tooth polish, the toothpaste. It's got the same oxygen in the toothpaste.
Right.
Wow.
For your viewer, yes, everything's gluten-free. So the thing is in the sanitizer, because it's on stabilized oxygen, and that's it, It's beautiful because you can clean everything with it. The clinicals behind it, everything, right on contact. And then the cool thing is, oh, I think I got a sore throat coming on. Spray
Okay.
some in the mouth, lay back, hold
Okay.
it back there. Guess what? That's
Yeah.
liquid oxygen. Nothing bad can live. Boom.
Wow.
All of a sudden, it's gone.
Wow.
It's gone. Or pink eye. People have done it with that,
Boy, my
So
wife swears by it. She absolutely loves it. I'll tell you what else she swears by. I'm not going to get into it tonight, but your facial serums, that's what she uses, and she swears by all of that. And so, all right, I want to get to digestion, but before I do, there's two more products. I just want you to run through them real quick. You have greens and reds. Many people don't eat their fruits or vegetables, and some people are on diets that don't promote fruits and vegetables. Tell me about the greens. I watched you in a demonstration. You take a scoop of the greens out, and they're literally alive. I've never seen anything like it. Talk 2 minutes, greens and reds.
if you give me about 15 seconds, I'll run in here and I got that
Yeah,
thing.
go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right.
I'll keep everybody busy while you do it. Guys, listen and listen well. When you go to the website and look at all of these products, it's not for everyone. I get that. Organic is not cheap, so please don't come at me. Oh, look, organic's not cheap. But if you become a wholesale member, you can buy it like 30 to 40% cheaper. So that option is available when you get there. But please, guys, learn, get on that website, start. He has something on every product called a deep dive. Just go look, go to the website, click on any product, and then find his deep dive button. And look, this is what you're looking for. Go ahead, Michael.
All right. So he's right. We don't eat enough fruits and vegetables in our life, right? But so we make greens, which is your vegetation, and reds, which are all your superfruits. They serve two purposes. Greens are for the blood. They're really, really healthy for the blood, but got to have your vegetables, right? And
Right.
the reds are all about antioxidants, phytonutrients, all these types of things. But we do something that nobody in the world does because you don't buy a machine to do this. We had to engineer a machine to do this. So
Okay.
whenever you pick a fruit, whether you pick a fruit or vegetable or whatever the case might be off of a vine in the ground, whatever, the nutritional value of that is about 30 minutes to get all the nutrition out. So we do a process called phyto live dehydration. We bring it down to all whole food nutrition, bring it down to a powdered form. Then we probe it and put a negative 750 megahertz charge on those greens. And basically, then what
Wow.
happens when you can do that, they become live again. All that nutrition is back in there like you just picked it. And when you scoop it out, if you can
Y'all
see
look
this,
what bring it. This stuff's alive. It's crazy.
you can
Look at
see
it
it.
jumping off. Look at it.
Now watch
Go
this.
ahead. I see it. Yeah, we see it.
You're going to see it popping all over the place. And then,
Oh my
it's like
word.
it's snowing over here. And it's getting all over me. And so what
I
is
love it.
so let's understand. So all our powders, our protein powders, our reds, our greens. So let's understand how that works and why it's like that, right? So one scoop of greens is equal to 5.5 pounds of live, raw, green vegetation. Extremely high in chlorophyll, which we talked about before.
Yeah.
Now the reds are 5.5 pounds of fruits, superfruits,
In one
right?
scoop. In one scoop.
One scoop. And you're supposed to take 3 scoops a day. So think about that.
Okay.
You're getting 17 pounds of vegetables into you, 17 pounds of fruits. I don't know somebody who eats 5 pounds, and it's only like 50 cents a serving. You're never going to get 5 pounds of vegetables for 50 cents and certified organic.
Wow.
And it's got a negative 750 charge. So what does that mean? That means when you take this product in, the way products work in your body, you swallow them, they go down into your stomach, come over here to the small intestines, work its way through the intestines into the the large intestines, down into the colon, through the colon, and out the back door. Okay?
Right.
So what happens when they got a negative 750 megahertz charge on it? Think of a refrigerator and a magnet. One is positive, one is negative. If you're living and breathing air, we're positively charged. So when you put a negative charge on a product, what's going to happen? It's like a magnet hitting refrigerator. Bam! And it stops and it sticks and you can't pull it off, right? So what happens is now when you take these greens or the reds or the proteins or the protein powder, what happens is you swallow it, comes in, it goes into the intestine, but because we're positively charged, that's negatively charged, in the
Right.
small intestines, it assimilates, it absorbs all into our body. It's called isotonic, meaning that it absorbs before it even gets into the intestines and in the large intestines. And boy, do you feel it. Bam!
Wow.
You know you're taking it when you take something.
Wow. And so you also have it in travel packs for people that travel. They don't have
Yes,
to have
we got
the big
it in
tub.
sachets.
Okay. You have so many other products, and there's no way I'll have you back on and we'll go through more of them. But you told me the other night, you told me if you had 5 minutes to speak to the whole world, that out of all your products, you have something called Phyto Cleanse, which we won't talk about tonight, but everybody needs. You have now, according to you, you have the best probiotic in the world. Okay, and we'll get to that. But I think you put out a $10 million challenge, didn't you, for your probiotic, or am I wrong about that?
For the enzymes and probiotic.
For the enzymes and the probiotics, for any product that can match yours, $10 million. Now, you sent me a video. It's called the oatmeal video. And it has to do with digestion. So I'm going to give you your 5 minutes that you said you want to speak to the world. It's not the world, but it's about 20,000 of the world. And you said digestion is the most important thing. And you've got a product that I've already ordered. It should be here any moment now that you recommend for everyone. Take the floor. Talk about digestion.
Okay. So where do we start? If anybody has any health issues, it doesn't matter what the health issue is, all the way to having the big C, the worst thing in the world. I never say that word, but the
Right.
worst thing in the world. You didn't wake up one day and went, oh, I got the worst thing in the world. Or you didn't wake up one day and go, oh, how did that get there? No, it takes time for us to get unhealthy. But
True.
before whatever it is you got, I don't care what it is you got, whatever it is that's going on inside of you, if a person's not well, that's not, before that happened, this was wrong. And then that over there. And then this was going wrong. And before that, you had inflammation. And before inflammation could even exist inside your body, one, you weren't alkaline. And secondly, your immune system isn't running properly. It's not. So that's not working. And take it one step further back, you had a bad gut, because the only way you can compromise the immune system is having a bad gut. Okay, so we take the health issue and we work our way backwards.
Okay.
And now that we identified where all the root cause is, now we got to start there and then do this. So how would you do that? One, you would do a cleanse with the Phyto Cleanse, right?
Phyto Cleanse.
Get all the biofilm out within 72 hours so you can reproduce it, because you're hanging on to heavy metals and parasites, and you're hanging on to vaccinations and maybe some medications and all this kind of stuff. Eliminates that. But here's the thing that I told you. I said, look, if I had 5 minutes to talk to everybody around the world and they all listened at one time,
Okay.
the most important things a person needs to take after the age of 30 is digestive enzymes and probiotics, and do them right before you eat. Now, there's a lot of different ways people tell you to take them, but that doesn't work, because you have to regulate it based on what you're eating. So you're going to take this many enzymes and one probiotic. If you got this muscle tissue protein, and if you're eating straight flesh protein, you only need 4. Or anything else, you need 4 enzymes and 1 probiotic. But if you did that, If every person did that, look, 50% of all cancer can be completely avoided by what you're putting inside yourself and good digestion, right? And 46% of that is you can avoid 46% of all cancer by what you're putting on top of yourself. Add those two numbers together, you got 96% chance you'll never
Wow.
get it if you do these two things right. I mean, I like those numbers than if I'm doing the wrong things and those
Sure.
working again. But
Sure.
if a person at the age of 30, the most two important things, because you want to get your body back digesting the way it used to when you were 12, 14, and 15 years old. And your body did the things properly, right? That means when food's coming in, your hydrochloric acid increases. That does nothing to do with digestion. It just creates an environment for your organs to start dropping enzymes like crazy. Your pancreas, pancreatic enzymes. Then you got all these other organs in your bodies, and these enzymes are coming in real quick because they know food's coming in. We got to digest that, right? So we lose, like I said, 35 to 40. Between the age of 35 and 42 years old, everybody loses 50% of your digestive capabilities.
Everybody hear what he just said. Listen to that. When you 35 to 40, everyone loses 50% of their digestive ability.
And then after the age of 40, every 10 years you live, you lose 10% more. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a chronic health issue, and that's what will wipe you out because you didn't have the digestion to keep that away. So I was telling Pastor Shane, I said, look, if people started doing this at 30 years old, okay, I'm gonna just hit one health issue that at 30 years old, if people took the enzymes properly based on what they're eating and one probiotic just at their meals, you would never have cholesterol problems ever in your life, no aneurysms, no strokes, no heart attacks, no heart disease ever in your life if you did that. And you can start now. And you can eliminate all that. And you know what? I told that to one of the leading cardiologists around the world while I was golfing. And it took him 10 holes to go to, you're right. Because the last thing you would have to say at that point is there would be no need for a cardiologist because you'd wipe them out of their job if you did
So everyone watching me tonight, if they go to your site and they say, I just can't afford to live the way I'm supposed to be living. If they had one product to choose from to get started on a healthier life, you're recommending the digestive enzymes. Is that correct?
Enzymes and probiotics go together. They have to.
Probiotics. Okay. Probiotics and enzymes. Now, here's my next question, Michael. I can jump online right now. I can Google enzymes and order them off of Amazon all day long. All the enzymes I want, all the probiotics. Talk to me. Why is the Patriots Buying Club now promoting the best enzymes on the market and the probiotics? What makes them that way?
Because it's like people say, they'll say, well, how do you know they work? Because somebody asked me that. And I said, before I developed them with the leading immunoenzymologist in the world, the guy who's the smartest man in the world about every enzymatic thing that goes on inside the human body, being the smartest guy in the world about every function of the human body. He helped me develop these enzymes, right? And he said to me, how do you know they work? I said, I'm spending $150. It says it on the bottle. He says, well, let's see if they work. And so what we did is we took instant oatmeal in a package, right? When you get the instant oatmeal, pour that in a glass. Then we poured water, one bag of water, the same bag, pour that in a glass, stuck it in the microwave for 3 minutes, get it all nice and hot and, and get it all mixed up. Take a spoon and set it in the center. Put it in the refrigerator for about an hour and a half. That's what we did. And then you take the glass out and you can't shake it out of the glass. You can hold it with the spoon like a popsicle.
Wow.
And then we did a test.
Because the oatmeal is so hardened.
Right. So then we put my enzyme for $150 at that time, 12 years ago. on top of that thing, and it didn't hardly do anything in 9 hours.
So let's
That's
pause.
way too-
You were buying enzymes from somewhere else and paying $150 for them,
Mhm.
and you tried them out. Okay, I just want my followers to understand
So
that.
then he says, watch this. And I said, okay. And he takes one little teeny enzyme and he pours it on top, and he gets to scoop. And as soon as he pours it, he goes, start counting. I went 1, 2, 3. And he's doing this 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 11 seconds. It was like water.
Wow.
That's how an enzyme's supposed to work inside the stomach, not
Okay.
like all these other enzymes. So we sat down, we created the enzymes, probiotics, and I only got 11 products on our nutrition line, but they've been nominated for a Nobel Prize in gut health. That's how.
Wow. Your products have been nominated for a Nobel Prize. Wow. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Michael. Michael, thank you. I'm going to get you back on because, by the way, let's do this. Would you take 4 or 5 questions before you go tonight from my
Absolutely.
audience?
Pick as many as you want.
Okay. Let's pick, let's see here. Are the Kids Pops soy and gluten-free? Are there any artificial sweeteners?
They are yes, they are. All the things you
Okay.
just said is true. They are.
Okay. So, all right. Cammie Brantley says, I have hypothyroidism. Could I take this? I don't know which product she's referring to, though.
So, all right, I'll make this real quick.
Okay.
That's what you have now. And like I said, before that was going on, then this, and this. Now I get you on a protocol. Here's what you can say. One day, way back when, I used to have hypothyroidism because
Wow.
I'm kind of like, I said this to somebody. You watched a commercial and the guy in the Lucky Charms box says they're magically delicious. Come over to me with whatever ailment you have. Let me put the protocol together and let's watch all that magically disappear.
Wow, wow, wow.
And the body
All right.
becomes the miracle that it was actually created it to be.
Okay. All right. I have a question. Amore Agape. Do you recommend exercise with a healthy diet?
I recommend, well, what's a healthy diet? Having the right enzymes and probiotics to absorb the nutrition from whatever meal it is that you're eating. And then it absorbs it into the body, gets all the nutrition out, cellulizes, metabolizes, and then eliminates in 8 to 10 hours. That's what enzymes help you do, right? That's the perfect meal. Exercise, the only thing I would tell anybody, even though I'm in the gym pounding weights all day long, you don't have to do that. If you just, on my cell phone here, look, I got this little thing. It's this little heart app that says
Okay.
health right there. I look at how many steps I take in a day. You know what? 8,000 to 10,000 steps. I had 8,760 today. That's what you want to do. Walking is the best exercise in the world, better than
Okay.
working out in the gym. So, true story. If you don't have the time, you go make the time. And you keep that on, you're somehow be able to get something to count your steps and get
Okay.
8 to 10,000 in every day. And
Okay. Okay.
most importantly, too, whatever you weigh, divide that in half and drink that in ounces of water every single solitary day.
And put your drops in that water, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, my father has stage 3 liver failure. Is there a product that could rejuvenate his liver?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you what they told me down at this research center.
Okay.
Mike, we use your pharmacy. I go, what? Your pharmacy? We like using your pharmacy here. I go, I don't get it. What do you mean? And they said, God's pharmacy. And they said, look, you have 11 nutritional products. That's it. When you go to the store, think of how long those aisles are. When you go to the vitamin shop, it's one big, huge building, like the size of a
Right.
backyard. 99.9% of that stuff you never need. But the 11 things I got, here's what they said. Take those 11 things, nothing less and nothing more, and anything. You got that liver issue that's going on? I'll show you. Alkalize that. We'll get together and we'll start alkalizing. That thing goes away. That
Come
does go
on.
away with alkalizing.
Alkalining. And by the way, if anybody wants to start alkalining now, get the drops. What are they called, Michael?
The pH drops.
The pH drops. Put them in everything you drink.
What I would do,
Go ahead.
if I can interrupt, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the people that have these health issues, I will give you my phone number. And then let me put you on the protocol, because we have 8 billion people in the world. So there's no one size fixes all in anybody.
Sure.
So that means there's going to be 8 billion protocols. So what I'm going to do for the person with the thyroid, we're going to do a little something different than the person with the liver issue. But I'll take my personal time, and you call me up, and I'll say, write this down, and then you know the formula. That's the formula for everything. But now you know it, and I'll do that for anybody.
Wow, I'll tell you, that's one reason I wanted to add your products to our club, because you've always been that guy that anyone can reach out to. Someone says they have a cyst cancer. Would this help them?
So what we do with cancer is we starve to cancer. Okay. Remember, I was in a place, I was misdiagnosed, but I was sent there for a reason. God needed my eyes to see this, that people were getting just days, and people saying, get your affairs in order. And I would watch out the window. They're picking them up out of a wheelchair. And these people were like, and laying them on a bed. And 30 days later, they're running around outside. I'm talking 80-year-olds jumping in the air like they're 10, like they're 5 years old, praising the Lord because they don't have it anymore.
Wow.
To be honest with you, cancer isn't a disease. It's there to try to save your life. That's what it's doing. But it's
Now,
hard.
let me be clear. We're not giving any medical advice on the show tonight at all, guys. We're giving you common sense. Lady with scoliosis and sclerosis, can any of your products help her?
Yes. So I'll make this really simple. Let's say tonight, 18,000 people at this very second is listening to this.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the deal. I'll probably have to talk to 18,000 people. I don't care what you have. We're going to set up the protocol and you follow it. And the good Lord allows this miracle to start working the way it's supposed to.
In other words, it's not so much what can I do to fix my problem. It's what can I do to get on the right track so my body will fix my problems.
The body's the miracle.
Okay. Got it.
Hey, how about this one? If the body's able to get in a state of dis-ease or out of balance, the body knows how to get itself back into balance with the proper behavior.
All right, let's do this before we go. We're out of time. Someone goes to the website right now. And by the way, many people are asking, can I become an associate and promote these products? We do have a way you can do that. Go to chemicalfree.info and book an appointment, and we'll teach you how to promote these products. This man has made millionaires out of many people that are out promoting his products. Go to chemicalfree.info, and when you get there, we'll book an appointment with us. We'll help you become a promoter if you want to do that. But for those that don't want to do that, Michael, I think there we go.
Mr. Shane.
So let me ask you.
Can I answer a couple questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Because I want to. I was reading some of these things.
Okay, go ahead.
Here, two things I'm going to say for everybody.
Okay.
There's a lady, Tammy. She was saying about menopause. Let me tell you. I have a product that we didn't talk about tonight yet.
Okay.
That when you take this product, any woman with menopause, I've had it since the 90s. 2 days, gone. You blow through menopause without any symptoms whatsoever.
Brother, you finna sell every bottle of it. You make that kind of a promise.
And for Justina and what about? Okay, so I'm looking at all these questions coming through. So if you allow me, I would like to give people my personal cell phone that they can call. And
Wow,
then I can
Michael.
direct them to that website that you're promoting.
Wow.
That way I can
Chemical-free.
work with, I don't care if I
Okay.
have to talk to 20,000 people. I want to talk to 20,000 people. You tell me what
Wow.
you call me up. Let's set up, and it's going to take 15 minutes at the tops for everybody, and go fix yourself.
Wow.
You'll-
Why don't we do this, Michael? If you would rather set up a Zoom for anybody that would like to promote your products, we can do that. So if you want to give your number, you're a mighty brave man. Go ahead. If you want to do it, however you want to do this.
Write this number down.
Okay, hold on.
Or
Hold
one
on.
of
Let
you
me write it
ladies.
and I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah. So
Go right ahead.
my personal cell phone. Let me tell you my hours. Okay.
Okay.
My hours are 8 a.m. Pacific
Okay.
to about 10:30, 11 o'clock
Okay.
at night. I don't
Okay.
care when you call. If
Boy,
you call me,
what a
I don't care if it's
CEO.
I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, because then it might be on, you'll get my answer machine. But the bottom line is,
Wow.
you leave a message, I'll call you back. And then we'll get you all fixed up. Here's my phone number, you guys.
Go ahead.
310-281-7000. Again, 310-281-7000. Call me and I will
Wow.
help you.
Michael, that is beyond. And by the way, guys, this is the CEO of a large health company. Michael has millions and millions of dollars that flow through his company for these products. And for him to offer any one of you to call him, let me get his name right. Sorry about that. I got that name wrong there.
Yeah, he'll get my name right in case you guys want to look me
Yeah,
up on Facebook.
yeah.
Because I
Right.
can also get you into a private group, which I train on all these protocols all day long.
Is that right, Michael? Look on the screen. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. So
Yeah.
everybody look him up on Facebook. Listen, this guy loves me, Professor Toto. He loves
They're
my
calling
body.
already.
They're calling already. I love it. They will, this man will help you. Guys, he is offering to help my church financially for anyone that gets his products. He's going to write a check every month to help us. Thank you, Michael Winiger. I've already ordered. Now, before you go, for somebody watching right now, I've got one lady that wants blood pressure problems. If you said, okay, I know you can't afford every product. We got people that don't have a lot of. If they were to go right now and just start changing their life with your products, give me 4 tonight. 4 that you would say, buy this, 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 and this, just to get your body alkaline or start working on that.
I would say everybody needs to do a cleanse if you've never done one.
Phyto cleanse.
Right.
Okay.
So that's not going to, it takes 3 days to get the cleanse completely done, and
Okay.
you won't feel it. You're not going to be on the bathroom a lot. It's just
Right.
wiping out all the biofilm in your body, because you have it in your mouth and your nose, your ears, and all it's an organ cleanse. It's a cellular cleanse. It's a gut
Okay.
cleanse. It's a heavy metals, parasites, everything cleanse. It gets rid of everything.
And
Then
you
we're
only
going
do
to
it one time.
Yeah. But
Okay.
you do stay on it like 1 a day, one or two,
Okay.
depending upon how regular you are after you do it.
Okay. Okay. Phyto cleanse.
Right? Enzymes, probiotics.
Enzymes, probiotics. So let's pause there. You said if I'm eating a steak, I need more enzymes to digest that meat and get it out of my system. That way
Right.
it's not sitting there for 3 or 4 days in the system. Okay. Whereas if I'm just eating a salad, I don't need as many enzymes. Okay. So enzymes, probiotic, phyto cleanse, greens and reds.
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
And
All right.
and B tabs, too. The whole thing is when I talk to everybody, and guys, listen, this is really important too. Let me ask you something. I don't want to overlap anything that you do, Shane.
Sure.
On Thursday nights, do you do a meeting on Rumble or no?
Yeah. We do Tuesday and Thursday night.
Oh, because I do it Thursday night. If anybody wants to join us.
Well, good luck. This Thursday night, I'm not going to be on. I'm going to be preaching a funeral. So this Thursday night.
This Thursday night, guys. So, my name. Okay, I gotta get you my name right. WENNIGER. I sent it to you in a private text.
Okay,
Um, I would tell people to like shoot me a text on Facebook, and
I'll get it right. Keep going.
and then you guys shoot me a text on Facebook, and I can put you in the private group, and then you get, and I just on my Facebook page, you're going to get a link, and on this Thursday, I'm bringing on one of the leading gastroenterologists in the world. She spoke on all these stages around the world, and we're going to be talking gut health, right? And I want to I want to answer one question that I was watching that was coming through here.
Now we have some trolls, by the way. You just have to overlook.
That's okay. But somebody did say, Mike, why are you doing this? And I would say, well, why did the good Lord send his son down to do his work?
Right.
Right. We're here on earth to serve people.
It's what you're called to do.
Right. And why don't you tell your people about my hands? Because you said something that I'll never forget in my life, but I would like for you to say it because it gives me goosebumps, and I need some goosebumps.
Yes, sir. What I told you, Michael, when I talked to Michael the other day, and he told me, he said, when I went in that cancer clinic, I had an epiphany. I had a moment where I was like, I've designed all these products. And I told him, I said, Michael, your hands created the products, but you didn't design them. Yahweh, God, a divine mind met common hands. Divine mind met common hands and borrowed your hands. It's just like God has never killed a giant ever. David did because God told him to. God has never won a battle for Israel. He told them, I will go with you, but you're going to pull the sword. And Michael, you've pulled the sword that God placed in your mind. And this is health. And I will be the first to confess. My followers will tell you, they've all prayed for me to get healthier. And this is not my forte. Politics is my forte and religion. But I want to tell you that what you're doing has jarred my thinking. And if all you do is save my life, then that sword has not been in vain. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, guys, and thank you for having me on here. I want to leave you guys with one thing here. I am 64 years old. I weigh the same weight I did when I was in high school. Go figure that out.
Wow.
I'm like an alien in a gym. On my little legs, people are like, how does that guy do 3 sets and he's doing 15 reps with 300-pound squats? I mean, it's crazy. And I'm not that big of a person as far as but I do that, right? And then when I was in high school, I would run a 40-yard dash under 5 seconds. And I can still run that same speed, and I didn't lose 1/10 of a second. That's what alkalizing does to the human body.
Wow. Michael, thank you. I pray when I'm 61, I'm half that. Thank you, everyone. Michael Winiger, thank you, and good night, my friend. God bless you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thursday night, how can they find you? One more time, Thursday night.
Well, you got the name up there right now, so all you got to do is go to my Facebook page, send me a little message, and say, "Hey, I was on Dr. Shane's Rumble and Pastor Shane's Rumble, and I will add you to the group, and then you will get. And guys, it's on my page anyway. You'll see the link. Just join us. Just join us. Thursday's going to be awesome. So
Thursday night at what time? What time?
It will be at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, which would be 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, 7:30 Central. So Thursday night, you all have a hall pass to forsake Professor Toto and go over to Michael Winiger and get healthy. Thank you, Michael. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, that's very unusual for me, but I really felt led to have Michael on my show. Michael has been such a blessing to us. And by the way, I don't know where my moderators are tonight, but we have trolls like crazy attacking us on YouTube. But nevertheless, Michael Winiger is a friend to this ministry. He is a friend to the Conservative College. Professor Toto, go and support what he's doing. Support him instead of BlackRock, instead of Johnson & Johnson, instead of these companies that are supporting non-conservative ideas. Thank you all for faithfully supporting the Patriots Buying Club. You now have a new product. Every ingredient USDA organic certified. Every single ingredient, or wild crafted. No chemical, not a drop of a chemical anywhere. So, yes, it is not cheap. I'll tell you up front. But for those that know, and you understand the quality of life is worth every penny we put into it. I want to thank you all tonight for watching me. I love you, everyone. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night. I'll be right back here, and then we will only be 7 days away from the overthrow of the fake president. We will be watching the return of Donald John Trump to make America great again. May God bless every one of you. Good night.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today.
'Cause this flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
God bless the USA.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea,
From Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA,
where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Have you considered when you spend your money at these mega corporations where it's going? Are you aware that your hard-earned money is being used to support political corruption, which leads to poor federal leadership, hurting our economy, contributing to the overall detriment of our society? This is heavy stuff to think about, I know, but it's time we fought back. Introducing Professor Toto's The Patriots Buying Club. Here, we are a club that gives you the power to invest in companies that uphold patriotic and conservative values your family can respect. Rather than spending your money with these major corporations, we've partnered with a direct consumer company that offers over 400 high-quality, sustainable, and effective products that can be delivered fast directly to your front door. So many patriots across America has joined us in this walkaway movement. Now it's your turn. Go to www.buybywalmart.com to join Professor Toto's The Patriots Buying